record. Let's see. All right, so today we're just going to do a Q&A because I know we have a lot of new coaches. There's lots of questions, or maybe you just even want to know something about somebody. So tonight is an open floor plan where you can ask any of us questions. You can ask someone specifically, or you can just ask and one of us will answer. But Trisha, I'm sure you probably I don't know if you want to do any shout outs to anyone. We had a couple of first of all, we had a great week. I haven't had a chance to do the top 10 coaches yet just because the whole back office was down all day. But I will make sure to do that for you guys because I like showing off the people that are really rocking it. But we did have a couple of rank advancements. So I want to call out Erin Elizabeth Schreiber, who went Emerald this week. And also to Heidi Marafa, who went Emerald. And the big one would be to Trudy, who is now 2-star qualifying. So that's awesome, you guys. Keep it up. Keep going. It's very awesome to see. Trisha, did you want to showcase anybody from the Fiero?
Sorry. Shannon Dipkin went, which was kind of exciting. She hit Success Club 5 already this month. Hit Success Club last month for the first. I'm gonna just go with that.
Okay.
Well done, Shannon.
All right, so let's go, guys. Just the floor is yours. The call is wide open, so don't be afraid to just shout out a question.
There's a lot of people trying to get on that can't get on. I'm just FYI.
There are.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to call one of my coaches so she can hear it.
Yeah,
Okay.
can they call? I guess they can't even call in. That stinks.
Yeah.
This is like, I guess it's a good problem to have, right?
It is, but it's just sucky for those that want to be on it, right? You know?
I am recording, so.
Oh, sorry for saying sucky.
Oh, I wasn't pointing it out as that.
You know what?
No, we at least asked them, what question.
Maureen,
Yes, that's my
why
name.
don't you post in your page,
Wait, sorry, what?
or maybe ask them by name? So-and-so has a question, and
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Call in.
Hey guys, it's Lori. I can actually jump off. My husband's not home, so it opens one free spot and I'll listen to the recording.
Okay.
Once you jump
all right,
on, you can
thank
tell them.
you. If you're good with that.
Yeah, today, it was hard to get on tonight, so definitely I'll free it up for somebody else. I've listened to many calls and I'll let somebody else join. So enjoy the call.
Thanks, Laura. Thank you, Lori.
Okay, try right now.
Damn it.
But definitely that.
Try right now. Hurry.
All right, let's see. Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah, Kaylee, you can unmute yourself. I just mute everybody so that it gets, otherwise it gets all funky. Here, where are you? I'll find you and unmute you. All right.
Yes.
All right, go ahead, Kaylee.
Hi, I'm going to listen more than I'm going to talk because I'm in bed with my husband. He's trying to sleep. That's why you guys can't see me. So I have my earbuds in, but I'm here to listen more. But I know I'm going to get on the phone with you tomorrow about recruiting. So just wanted to hear more about that, about how you guys started in the beginning, building your team, and how to transition your customers into coaches.
I feel like I'm so going to jump right in because Dana was all about us jumping in. This is definitely not one of my strong suits. I'm working on it. I feel like just sharing the business, noticing challengers that are really stepping up in a challenge group. Maybe you've asked them to do, oh, you're doing so great in the challenge group. I'm going to be really busy today. Would you mind posting for me since I'm not going to be able to, and see how they do with sort of taking, even if it's a day or 2-day leadership role, in the group, is a way of doing it. Sometimes it's customers that are consistently getting Shakeology. So I've said, you're getting Shakeology for like 4 months now. Maybe you want to consider starting out as a discount coach. You never know. A discount coach could end up turning into a rock star coach. Yeah, that's all I got. I'm still trying to figure out the best way to recruit.
I'll tell you, for me, what I find is I always tell people what I can and what I can't promise them. If we get into coaching, I always explain to them that I can't promise them anything financially, but I do try to explain our team dynamic and how I promise them. All right.
They have the speakers on.
Everyone has to. Everyone
You
has
see yourself, right?
I see myself. The speaker's on.
mute. Yeah, you have to mute whoever that is talking with.
Yeah,
them.
and you have to mute yourself, hon. We could see you. You just have to mute yourself.
Thank you.
So I always start with what I can promise people, and that's a positive attitude, a group that is very uplifting, people that want to see you succeed and not fail. I talk about it more as a personal thing instead of a financial thing, because I think deep down people are looking for that more, even though the finances are great. And they do come if you consistently work hard. So I explain to them what I can promise to them as opposed to what I can't promise them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I just find that coaching has it has a lot to do with confidence. And a lot of people don't have that. They're just not willing to put themselves out there. And if you can't do that, then you can't do this.
Right. Well, I don't think that you can't do this. I think that's something that the majority of people that sign up, they have to find their confidence. You were kind of an exception. You were ready to go for it right away. You had no problem putting yourself out there. But not everybody's like that. A lot of people need someone to believe in them, need the confidence built, need the boost. And that's like our job as coaches to do for them. Like to help build them up, to help them figure out how to build themselves up.
On the same, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, on the same thing, like what you're saying, helping them build up, helping them get confidence, that's like what I'm having trouble with. I mean, I have 6 coaches right now, so that's pretty good, but not a lot of them are doing things, and it's like they're afraid to. I can only, like, I suggest books and I talk to them, but some of them, it's like they want it, but they can't figure it out, and they're doing Coach Basics, but they're not really trying. So I just don't know how to get them, like, really trying.
You can't make them really try.
You can't. I was just going to say that.
You can't lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink.
Right.
You want them to try. The quickest way to get the rest of your team to want to do it is to go find the one person that is going to do it. That lights the fire under people a lot of the time.
And she's on the call right now.
Melissa, yeah, she's here.
And she's on the call. She's a rock star.
It's like a lot of my coaches don't participate in anything. So it's like, I guess they're just not going to. Just let them go? Is that?
Yes. No. Well, yeah. Yeah.
You know what? Honestly, I have to say, like, I finally have 3 working coaches. The rest were all discount. And I feel like you can be as being in the special ed field, like extrinsic motivator, meaning that you could provide motivation and get them to a certain point. They have to have it inside them. They have to have that intrinsic motivation. If they don't take it upon themselves to just go through the back office and learn things and ask a million questions, you can only go so far. Just like everyone's saying. And I know, like, my 3 working coaches, they're my rock stars. Seriously, they 2 of them, one of them's on now. Jennifer, she hit SE10 in her first month, and she's SE10 already, and it's June 4th. So, but she took it upon herself to ask me many questions and to take my leadership a little bit, but also just like run with it. And I feel like if those coaches don't have it in them, then you can only do so much. I wouldn't necessarily give up on them. Tell them that you're there for them, but at the same time, they have to have it within themselves.
I also want to add too that there's very often, and I think sometimes we forget about it, but very often life gets in the way of things. And I have a few coaches who started off like amazing, like kicking butt and really working hard and actively posting, and then because of circumstances, because of life, because of stressors, because of outside work, have struggled business wise. And I think sometimes because people aren't always seeing the immediate, like the bigger paycheck or that financial freedom, they're thinking, well, I'm not going to get that, so F it, I'm done. But that takes time. That takes time. Nobody that's at the top immediately got to the top. And I think sometimes we live in such a I want it right now society that we forget you actually have to do work to get those things. You don't just automatically have financial freedom. You have to bust your ass every single day. You have to push outside of comfort zones, and they have to see that for themselves. And sometimes they see it because they see other coaches like making posts about like paying off student loans or paying this off. But sometimes that becomes intimidating, and they think, I'm never going to be able to do that because I can barely sell a challenge pack. So, I'm going to tell you, Leah, you want to know what's going to do it? I know you're trying to cook dinner. Is you continuing to do what you're doing, because you're inspiring your coach. You inspire me. You inspire other people, and you don't even realize it. So keep doing what you're doing, because they're going to see how well you're doing, and they're going to be like, wait a minute, she's doing it. How come I can't do it?
Yeah. And Leah, my only sort of advice would be, certainly give them their snippets, give them their tips, here and there, and see if they respond. Go ahead and post it, each day on Facebook, see what they do, and then basically treat them as you would a challenger. If your challenger, just basically falls off the face, you're going to check in with them, right? On a regular basis, but you're not necessarily going to be, worrying about them, right? You're going and finding new people to hopefully change their life, right? So I think that's how we kind of need to look at it, and just keep expanding the people that we're trying to help. And again, I was a discount coach. You can ask Trudy. I joined for the discount. That was why I wanted to do this. And I thought, well, I'll see what I can do with an hour a day. I'll see what I can do for half an hour. So that's, and here I am, so I think for me, I often, when I start getting too worried about what my coaches are doing, or oh my gosh, what if I could be a 2-star, a 3-star? Then I get wigged out. And that's when I realize that I need to get my focus back on helping others, and it'll all work itself out. And if I just focus on, I love my Shakeology, and I'm going to work out every day, and I'm going to do my personal development, somehow it just kind of does its own thing, and that's okay. And so I have to sometimes get myself back on track that way. And so just keep finding new coaches, and it'll work itself out.
Good advice. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just recommend this book here? It's called Be a Recruiting Superstar.
Yeah.
And I'm only in, I think, chapter 4, but it's an awesome book. So I definitely recommend this for some.
Yeah.
Who's it by?
Mary Christensen.
Hey, can I interrupt real quick? So Kim Cook opened up a chat with a video share, screen share. It's the links in the Fierce Ambition if anybody wants to share that in their team page. So it's working. So just so you guys know. Yeah, I gotta find it again. How many of you remember that podcast that I posted, that Chalene Johnson, where she talked about giving people your good energy, but only if they're giving you their good energy? Like you have to make sure people are meeting you halfway. So if your coaches, you can't keep giving them all of your time and all of your energy. So the ones that are giving you 110%, you give them an all access pass to you. And the rest of them, they don't get that same. They don't get that same thing. So this way you're not, because if you try and give to everybody all the time and they're not meeting you halfway, you're gonna burn yourself out. So you give the people on your team that are giving it all, you give them an all access pass to you, and the other people, when they decide to show up for team calls, show up in your page, show up for things, then they can get all of your good energy as well. Another thing is, don't be afraid to dangle a carrot in front of your coaches. Give like little challenges for them, little goals that they do and succeed at. I know that for months I did nothing as a coach. Nothing. I was happy if I earned my Shakeology, and for months I didn't do that. And then Beachbody gave away a Shakeology Snuggie. You've heard this before. And I wanted that stinking Snuggie so bad that is what turned things around for me. I thought I was going to hit Success Club. And so it was a small goal. It was something that I could achieve. So don't be to dangle little carrots like that to your coaches, whether it be like a Success Club 5 prize or to get into a raffle to win a Success Club 5 prize, something little like that. Like, don't be afraid to dangle little achievable.
Who is that?
Yeah, what is that? Who's in their kitchen?
Sorry.
That's
I'm
okay.
just trying to plug myself back in.
I'll mute you. So don't be afraid to give them little challenges that are very achievable for them, if that makes sense. 'Cause sometimes that's all your coaches need to get back on board, or to want to do this.
Something else that I really want to say, and this is real talk, and it's really true. Get on team calls, because I want everybody to take a look at who's on these calls, and then think about how you're doing in your business. Are you doing okay? You doing pretty well? Are you a rock star? The people that get on the calls, there's value every single time you're on a call. I realize that life is busy. I realize that it's tough. Leah's trying to make dinner, for crying out loud. It's 7 o'clock over there at her time. She'd rather get on a call than eat. Whatever. I mean, who else? Erin, aren't you in Canada? You're behind. Okay, see, like, Kaylee was in bed with her husband, was like, all right, I'm going to get out of bed and come and chat. Like, sometimes you have to make some small sacrifices so that you can be a part of something. When I was consistently on team calls, that's when my business does well. When I missed out on team calls, this is before I started really building my own team, I wasn't doing so well. There's value in every call. And sometimes, even if it's just having that camaraderie of talking together, and maybe you're even just venting about what's going on in the business, it's knowing that other people are having the same struggles or similar struggles, even if they're, higher ranked than you are. There's value in every team call. And, I don't record mine, and I don't think I'm going to, because I really like what Allison said on that team call the other night is, my boss doesn't record our core team meetings in my social work position. You snooze, you lose. If you're not there, you miss out, and then you have to figure out what happened and what was going on. At some point, and I've I've never been a badass and been like, well, you're not on the call, so I'm not going to share with you. But sometimes I feel like tough love is necessary.
Yeah. Just to second what Maureen said, if you look back at team calls and see who's on them week after week after week, those are the people that are succeeding in this business. All right. Who else has a question? Oh, come on. All
right, I'm gonna, even though it's not my question, but it's somebody from my team. We were going back and forth, and I was saying, you know, guys, prepare some questions. And this came up, and I know she can't get on the call because it filled up. She was asking about posting on Facebook, and it kind of comes back to a little bit about what we said before about why people get discouraged. And it made me think a little bit. So I think that there is a misconception that all that, and I know about inviting, but I feel like new coaches think that they just need to post on Facebook, right? And I feel like, Dana, in the beginning, you brought up in the beginning all about Facebook. I don't know why, and I don't feel like you have had that. You have brought that into any of the groups that we've been a part of since. Like, I remember when we started Facebook, I just remember you like being like, "Don't do this on Facebook. This on Facebook. Don't do this and this," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." Like, I just felt like, like, I don't know. And now, I realized with this question today, I'm like, you know what? I didn't do that. And it's very discouraging when you see your coaches, your upline succeed, and you think you're doing the same thing and you're not, and it's hard to replicate. And like you were saying, you got to be patient. So I guess the question is for the panel, to new coaches, what would be your advice for posting on Facebook in the beginning? Does that make sense? Yes. Question. Hello.
Okay. Well, what I would say, I always tell my new coaches, because a lot of people are scared to be like, to jump right in and be like, I'm a fitness coach. I'm doing this now. I'm doing that now. I just always tell people just straight up share what you're doing. And when you're inviting people, you don't have to invite people like you know what you're doing, and just invite people to do it with you and to join you on this journey.
I remember when I started out as a coach, I went in 100% as a business builder because I had to. My purpose very strongly at the beginning was to earn an income. I was not a challenger at first. I had never tried Shakeology. I did not know my upline coach. I was a new coach coming in who was sold on the fitness programs of Beachbody for years on my own. My upline coach did my sister's hair. I did not know her. I had no idea about a challenge group. I had no idea what it was. When I first posted about becoming a coach, I simply was dead honest. And I said, you know what? I'm going for it. What do I have to lose? I shared a little bit about why I was doing it. But guess what I also did? I said, my coach is hosting these groups. I had no idea what it was about. I played it off on my team, my coach, what she was offering. And I said, I'm going to do this. Come with me. If anybody wants to join me, like Dana, like you said, she invited me and anybody who wanted to do this with me. And I didn't even know what a challenge group was. So remember when you're posting that people don't get it. I didn't get it. And here I was a coach. I had no idea. Remember when you're posting, 90% of the people that are listening to you reading have no idea what you're speaking about. So play that part, meaning share basics. And be honest, I'm not sure what I'm doing or you know, I'm willing to do this. I'm starting a new chapter in my life. I'm doing something exciting. I'm excited about this. How many times do you see a post on Facebook, somebody shows their nails? I don't have nails, but I'm showing you. And they're these beautiful nails, and they're like, oh my gosh, look at my nails. I just got them done at ABC nail place. Aren't they gorgeous? And people respond. Why is that okay that or normal or engaging when somebody posts their fingernails that just got done with the place's name? Aren't they beautiful? I chose these colors. Think of it in that exact same way. Someone sharing that they got their nails done, that they love it, it's exciting, they went to this place. Just be honest, be real, be new, be excited. Share a little bit of why, but use what your coach is doing or your upline or someone else. Kind of play it off on them. We used to use a script, Allison. No one does it anymore. And I don't know why. I posted, I think, I actually said I'm an apprentice coach. I know that's weird. Maybe we can tweak it a little. But I literally wrote, I'm a new coach, and I'm interested in taking a couple new people with me to do this challenge with my coach who's hosting something on Facebook. I'm literally Dana, do you remember this verbiage we used to use? And I don't love it.
People do.
Yeah, I don't love it, but guess what? It worked for me because I was using someone else's experience as my novice coaching. And I said it to my team this morning on our morning call. I never played the part as an expert. I actually shared, I'm not sure what I'm doing. I'm new at this. I'm willing, why not? I haven't, I played the part, Allison, as like an actual newbie. I shared that I was totally new, that I was nervous, or I can't believe I'm doing this, or how could a person like me be doing this? And people they followed that because I was not saying anything about me being an expert in anything. I actually shared my insecurities and my, this is quite funny, but why not?
Right.
And I did that for a long, long time, like months, and people still continued to follow me and enjoyed. And each progression that I got, I would share how excited I was, just like your nails, new color. Look at the new color this week. Every 2 weeks somebody gets their new color, and they share that again. You know what I mean? What it's we want to follow. Customers, your followers want to follow. But I don't see anything wrong with saying, I don't know what I'm doing, but it's exciting. It's new. I love the idea of this. And it worked for me, Allison. And I know what you're saying in the fact that, like, you're trying to do everything that somebody else is doing. You got to put your own personality into it. You got to put your own heart, your own story, your own feeling, your own, path, your own where you're going, even though you want to follow someone else.
Yeah.
That's hard because you want so bad.
I think as new coaches start to, thank you, Trish. Thank you very much. I think as coaches start to get they feel like all they should post about is health and fitness. At least that's what I'm, and then I have realized personally that I need to start living life, and then
yep.
You see what you're health and fitness is a side thing.
Yeah. I think you get more followers, more people interested in your life, your journey, your health and fitness when you post about other things. You all know your most likes, your most comments have nothing to do with health and fitness. They're about your children. They're about your something in a vacation, a new outfit, a food, your kids, your husband, something other than health and fitness because people are comfortable commenting on that, which
Mhm.
means they're following you. I promise you, they're going to like the picture you posted of your kids or your family or your vacation because that does not intimidate them. That does not scare them. That does not mean they're hooking into your business. They're hooking into your life,
Mhm.
Right.
what you're about,
Yeah.
what you're
Allison.
truly made of.
Mhm.
But remember, that hook, that what they're looking into is all of you, but they're afraid. They're intimidated. They don't want to be sold when they like your health and fitness post. They just want to be a part of what you're sharing.
Mhm.
Okay? They want it. They know they do. Believe me, when you get 100 likes on a family post and the next day you get 13 on you in a fitness post, it's not that they're not liking it. They are. Think about what you like, what you want to post on, you want to like on, but they're afraid.
Mhm. And
Think
Alice,
about it.
yeah. Yeah.
They're afraid. They think, oh no, they're gonna call me. They're gonna sell me now. Now I'm gonna have to go in a challenge group. Now I'm gonna have to buy Shakeology, even though they want to say, look at that. Wow, look what she's doing. I want to do that. You know it because I do it every day and I'm in it.
Mhm.
I already do it and I see you all and I'm going, wow, look at her. Allison, you posted yoga on the bay. Do you know today? I said, if I only lived there, I could go to yoga or not yoga on the bay, whatever you were today at yoga. I'm already in this and I wanted to be you today.
Someone talk over Trisha, quick.
Sorry. I'm
Allison,
muting.
I was going to say, for me right now, what I'm working with my new coaches on, for me, one of the biggest things was just getting on Facebook and actually posting daily. Because I did not do that. I had just been watching people and doing that. So I had to post about my life. And so then I figured out how to sprinkle sort of Beachbody in. But so what I've worked on is really getting them just post once a day for the next week. And let's see what you do there, about your life, about anything. Then let's get to working up to the 2 to 5 times, a day type of thing. But that was a big, huge thing for me. I was really not putting myself out there. I liked a lot of things on a lot of people's pages, but I certainly wasn't posting anything myself. And so I really wanted them to just post. Don't post about, they can sprinkle it in if they want and put something about their Shakeology, and certainly that's great. But I just want to get them really acquainted with a regular posting and putting themselves out there so people can start seeing who they are, and that's starting to build their brand right from the beginning. So that's kind of where my team and I are, and I just remembered being like that just way back in August. So that's where I was. So hopefully that helps a little.
Yeah, if I could just, my husband and I celebrated our 9-year anniversary the other night, and I posted a picture of just the two of us, and I had 240 likes. I was like, what? But then I did and one of my favorite ab videos, ab workouts on a video, and I had lots of views. I had one like, and I was like, oh my God, they think I'm stupid. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, wait a minute. No, it's fine. At least they saw it. At least they looked at it. But it is funny how they will like the picture of your pets or your significant other, your kids or whatever. But when it comes to the fitness, they may not. But it might be their own insecurities. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like that might come through. It's almost like my sisters, I love them dearly, but they make fun of me constantly with my posts. And, it's like not everybody's going to just put themselves out there that they like what you're doing. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. I've actually had a lot of fun lately with just asking stupid questions. And I was thinking about, I'm trying to, and I feel like it also kind of gives people a little bit of insight into what's going on with me. I'm feeling very scattered and unorganized. So I asked everybody, how do you stay organized? And that kind of also, it's another way coming back. So this is circling right back to how do we find coaches? How do we recruit? We start asking questions on Facebook. that we would want the right, like, so people that are organized, like maybe, you know, now I'm going to pay attention to someone a little bit more because they're super organized. Does that make sense? Because they're responding to posts that I'm putting. How are you staying organized? What time do you put your kid to bed at night? You know, I've got a bunch of other ones in my head because it's stuff that I'm working through at home. Because I'll be honest with you, as much as I love Beachbody, I really need to start compartmentalizing my life a little bit better to organize my business so I can really have a life again. Like, I feel like I've allowed, and I know that this is not the topic of the call, but I'm just saying, as a coach, I was struggling with time management, keeping, you know, not working 24 hours a day. So that's one of the ways that I'm trying to compartmentalize this business. And it's an important thing to do, you know, is to not be on Facebook 24 hours a day. And having those things that I'm trying to figure out and posting that on Facebook is actually like full circle, right? How do you organize your life? And I've gotten a lot of good information, and people message me personally about it. So really putting yourself out there and really what's going on in your life has really had that. It's just been a really interesting thing. Anyway, I can go on.
All right, well, April posted in our page, I don't know if she's on the screen share now, but she posted, let's see. All right, what do you do when inviting or forming with someone you need to pause the conversation because you have something else you need to do? I feel like a jerk ending the conversation when they're not ready to be done talking. All right, this is, someone else can answer this too, but my take is you can't be on Facebook 24/7 talking to people, responding, answering calls. You just say, I'm busy, I'll get back to you later.
This was so hard for me because in the beginning I felt like I have to answer them right now. And you like lose your crap, and you like the second my phone was off, I was like nuts. But this is the thing. I feel like on some level, you come across with less desperation when you're real and you're like, hey, you know what? I saw that you sent me a message, but I can't right now. I've got blah, blah, blah happening, or it's time to make dinner, or my husband just got home. I need to chat with him. I'd love to answer you back. I'll message you later on tonight or tomorrow. And it's hard to do that, but I feel like it shows that you have boundaries, that there are things that are important to you, that you're not just like in their face, like trying to do something. I think I've done so much better with me not freaking out and answering all the time.
I have a question. So not really a question, but I need help. I feel like when I'm forming with people, or if they come to me because of something that I've posted and it's not I'm having trouble forming to those people because I want to ask those questions, you know, what are your goals? What type of workouts do you like to do? Like, I'm trying to get there, and all they just want to do is like, I want to do the 21-day fix. So tell me about the 21-day fix. It's like, I can't get them to slow down, or I feel like I don't want to feel like I'm brushing them off. Does that make sense? And I don't know how to get back to the forming part of it because they just keep jumping right to whatever program they're asking me about.
Are they ready? Are they ready to, like, they want it right now?
Some of them, yes. Others, I can't tell if they're just looking for the information, because then, you know, 2 or 3 other questions down the line, they're like, well, how much does it cost? So I'm trying to build, you know, the quality of the program and the Shakeology and the whole package together. And I'm having trouble doing that because they just keep jumping farther than I'm ready to go, and I can't seem to bring them back.
Melissa, depending on their personality, they may absolutely just need the information and they want to be able to take that and run with it. Like, they just want to give them the nitty gritty. I mean, I understand what you're saying and you want to follow it. But if, like, that's my personality is, if I'm asking you the question, I want to know the cost, and give me the facts and give them to me now, and I'll make my decision, and let's go and run. But I mean, so I think you're gonna have to judge that person by person. That's an individual thing, you know? And so if you slow them down, then they're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna go to somebody else. I mean, and that's some people, and that would have been me, just putting that out there. So.
I think that's true. I know I'm not like in charge here, but I just want to answer Melissa from my experience too. I think like she said, if they want the info, give them the info. They might buy it, they might not buy it, but if they don't buy it, like you didn't do something wrong because you did what they wanted you to do. Like they could get that information on Google, but they're choosing to ask you. So like that's at least like that's a positive. They asked you, they didn't go ask Google. So they're already like trusting you and they're already giving you a little bit. So just answer them, I guess. Like I know we talked about that yesterday, and you know, give them a little bit of what you want to give them and what I said before. But it's like if that's what they're asking, just answer them, I guess. You win some, you lose some.
Right? Like that girl that we talked about yesterday, I have not heard back from her after I said what we said. So what's the appropriate follow-up time too for those people who I just give information to? You know, I wait a couple days and they still haven't, I checked the back end, they haven't gotten a challenge pack, they haven't even just bought the program. Like what's an appropriate amount of time to do follow-up and where do I go from there?
I think it depends. Sorry, I'm totally jumping in. I think it depends on how the conversation has gone. Generally, I wait a day or two. Just following up, are you having problems with the, and I know this is slightly dishonest, but I will say, oh, I've had a couple of other customers telling me that they've had trouble with the link or that they didn't receive the email. Did that happen? Is there something else I could help you with? Do you have any questions? Just checking in. Let me know how I could be of assistance. I will generally send that. And again, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. You know, it's interesting because Deanna, who's on the call, actually put something into perspective the other day. She was talking about a potential challenger that she's talking to, who's like needing to make a big change in their life and, you know, needs to lose weight, has struggled with weight. Change is really hard for people, and like taking those necessary steps can be really hard. And I think sometimes we forget that that's another human being that's being totally vulnerable. And even if they haven't shared your story, there's a vulnerability that's there that's pushing them to want to, you know, lose weight and get fit or fit back in their clothes or what have you. So sometimes we need to just give them a chance to sit with that. Wait a day, wait two. Sometimes if I have somebody that really has like opened up big time, like the newest person that I have, she really became vulnerable and was talking about a lot of stuff, and that could be tough for people. So I kind of gave her like a day and a half, and I said, you know, just checking in on you. I wanted to see how you were doing. Do you have any questions for me? Is there anything that I could help you with? You ready to go? I think you kind of have to feel it out, but also remember that it's change is hard for people. And even if they say they're ready, it's still change.
Right. And I think Miranda's right in the fact that some people just want the information. Like they don't want to go with the back and forth. But if I do get someone like that and they really just want the info, I give them the info, but then I do try to end the conversation with a question or two that goes along with it. Like if it's the 21-day fix, since I say it comes with a meal plan, I'm like, you know, is a meal plan something that would work into your life? Is it something that can help you? Is it, you know, I try to ask a question based on the information that I'm giving them. And a lot of times they feel compelled to answer, and that'll break a new conversation open.
Yeah, if you don't mind me chiming in.
Okay.
Sorry. I've had people that literally just like, all right, you know, tell me about the 21-day fix. Tell me about Shakeology. Okay, I'm ready to go. And I almost feel like, oh, wait a minute, but you don't even know me. Wait, okay. And there you go, right? So you have those people, and then you have the people that jump in, and then they like take forever to order. And then you have the people that say they want it. You give them all the information, and you check in like 3 times, and they don't respond. So what I normally do is like, especially if it's like a promo that they're interested in, there was one girl, I knew that she was a little bit afraid of change. She was a little bit afraid of failing. She had made that clear. And it was like a few days before the month ended, and I said, hey, listen, you know, that promo's gone in a few days. I just, you know, I promise I'm not hounding you. I just don't want you to miss it if that's what you really want to do. And she said by me messaging her that one last time that it confirmed that she needs to do this. I don't know why, but it did. It confirmed that she needs to do this, and she jumped on board, and she actually became a discount coach too later on, and she's loving it. So it's like, you don't want to be a pest. You feel like you're a pest, but sometimes these people just need it, and you're not pushing the product on them. You're just like, you're pushing yourself on them. You want to help them. So there are times where I've literally messaged people 4 to 5 times. And, you know, and I usually end it like, I'm not hounding you, I promise. I just, you know, I'm here if you need anything. And then usually they respond to that.
Yeah,
You can also ask them. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that's okay. There's all kinds of different ways to engage people in conversations and to get them, you know, interested in the product. You know, I have this one kid I'm working with. He's just a young guy, very, very overweight. And I know he wants to get the 21-day fix, and he's just broke. And I sent him the link so he could buy it, and then he didn't buy it and said, well, this came up. And rather than just let it go, you know, I started, you know, working with him. I said, all right, buddy, well, you want to make some changes and you can't afford this right now. Well, what are we going to do to start now until you can afford it? And I've been checking in with him. We challenged him. My wife and I challenged him to cut out his sugary drinks and go for a walk every day. And, awesome. You know, I checked in with him yesterday, and I told him, I said, hey, have you been, you know, faithful to not drinking Mountain Dew and iced tea? And he said, yeah, for 6 days. And I had done the math. And I said, do you realize that you've saved yourself 19.5 cups of sugar out of your diet and 15,000 calories in 6 days? And, you know, just checking in with him, I know he's gonna get it. I know he wants to get it. I'm seeing his posts on Facebook. I'm monitoring, you know, like his chatter, and he's talking about it. And so I know when the time, you know, comes that he can manage it, he's gonna do it. And I've kind of held the carrot in front of his face. I'm like, look, the challenge group is open, buddy. As soon as you tell me you have made the purchase, I can add you to the group, and we'll really get started. And, you know, so that's working, you know, with him. But I think you just have to really meet people where they're at and start a conversation with them. I mean, there's lots of ways to do it. I kind of am emulating my coach, Alicia, who is really good at putting her life and her workouts on Facebook, and she, you know, jazzes them all up with, you know, all kinds of little flares and messages. And so I've been kind of doing the same thing, and I've gotten really amazing response. And I just am posting my pictures daily, and I've developed a group of people that are consistently liking my pictures, and I'm starting to talk to them. You know, I pick them out and I say, hey, I notice you liking my pictures a lot. You know, when is your time? You know, when are you gonna get involved? And, you know, sometimes people just, you know, IM me out of nowhere about my pictures, and every time I put out, you know, sort of a really, I guess vulnerable is a good word, but, you know, you put out something, you know, after they've been watching for a while, and you put out something like, hey, you know, I've had a hard time and this is my struggle. In every case, I've gotten, you know, multiple people to talk to, and I haven't made, you know, a lot of sales or anything, but I have certainly started to get people paying attention and watching. It's generating conversation. So it's, you know, that's just kind of what I'm doing. But I think you kind of just have to meet people where they're at a little bit, and, you know, read them the best you can. And if they're asking straight questions, answer their straight questions. And if they just want to chat about what you're doing, then chat about what you're doing. And, it's gonna, you know, it may lead to something, it may not, but you're developing that relationship. And even if they don't do something right now, they may do something down the line with you after you have built in that time with them. And it's, I mean, because we're really developing relationships, right, with people. We, you know, we don't want to just sell them the workout and make a commission and leave them. All right, that's not our goal. Our goal is to help them change their lives, like we've had people help us change our lives. So that's just kind of the way I'm handling my first initial tries at this.
That's awesome.
Yeah, good for you. And you're right, 100%. It's about building relationships. Because if you don't build the relationship either before or during, because like you said, some people just want it and want to order right away, but you have to still build that relationship. Otherwise, it's not going to really go anywhere, and you're not going to be able to help them the way that they're hoping to be.
Dana, can I just clarify? I think that if they come to you and they want to order like right away, they may have been waiting behind the scenes. And again, they weren't liking your post. They were watching you. They've been watching you. And so they feel like they know you. And that's why they've put themselves out there maybe in a private message. And that's what I mean. Like that they may be at a point where they're saying, hey, give me the info and I want to do this now. And that may be their step at courage and bravery at that moment, you know, and they want to go. So that's how I would clarify that. That's been my experience anyway.
Yes. So. I agree with you. The one I just sold the other day, she reached out to me probably a year and a half ago, and then finally just on Monday or whatever, she's like, all right, tell me about the 21-day fix. Okay, let's order it. Send me the link. But yeah, so obviously she's been following it all along, and now I have to take the time to build that, you know, relationship. So, okay, it's just about 10:30, so I don't want to keep you guys on too much later. Does anyone else have a last question?
Yeah,
I want to. I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right, we have to do 2 questions.
Well, I just want to make a statement before we forget. I want to give a shout out to my person who is a 2-star qualifying coach, because I feel that definitely deserves a shout out.
Thank you, Maureen.
Okay. Kaylee?
I wanted to know how you guys address, after you sell a challenge pack, how do you bring up auto ship? Do you bring it up? I forgot to bring it up recently to someone, and she's like, I just got a charge on my card. And I'm like, oh shit, like, I don't know. Do you acknowledge it, or what do you guys do with that?
We've all been there. We've all done it. Believe me, we all have. Oops, I forgot, or I didn't mention, or I thought you knew. Be completely honest, and just share that you should have mentioned it. You are on auto ship. Remember that auto ship is for convenience of a customer, so they don't have to think about ordering it the next month. It's done for them. It comes automatic. So rather than say, oh, I'm sorry, you can cancel at any time. Isn't it great? You've got another bag. You didn't even have to order it. Change it up a little, but truly, we've all done it. We've all had, you know, disappointed customers or aggravated customers. I would absolutely be completely honest, and I think these coaches would agree. Yeah, I apologize. You're right. It is on auto shipment. I should have said something. Do you all agree? I mean, we've all had I know you have, because I'm so honest, but yeah, we forget, or we assume they know, or we want them to know without actually telling them, you know, some of the details. But
so usually when they order the challenge pack right away, you say,
yes,
okay.
Yes. The convenience of this, you are on auto shipment. It will come in that, should you choose to cancel, you can cancel at any time. There's no requirement. You're not obligated. There's no contract. You can change the shipment date. Some people, their husbands, wives, kids drink it. They need it faster. They want to delay it up to 4 months. You can change a flavor. Make it a whole story around it.
I'm just afraid if I tell them that before they order, that they're going to be like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
And they might, and everybody, that is an absolute justified reaction.
There have been right after they order. That's what I do.
I tell them right after they order also.
Yeah. And
I don't use them anymore.
Thank you, by the way.
Yeah. You know, a lot of people read those fine prints.
Message me. They'll message me why, it says I'm going to get it shipped again in 30 days. And I say, yes. However, email, call, super easy to cancel.
Yep. Or play it off, change the flavor next month. Or, but.
And it does say it when they order. If they actually read it, it does say it. But no one ever reads it.
Most people don't. It says it like all over glaring.
Yeah. But we all have had those customers.
And
I had a customer who was furious with me within 3 months of me starting as a coach. She had her second bag. She's now a discount coach, a hobby coach. A year later, she's like, okay, I'm ready for more Shakeology. Now, mind you, I had lost sleep over this, but it happens. It's very normal. And many. Go ahead. Sorry, I'm done.
Sorry, I had to override Trisha. No, I'm just kidding. I love listening to you talk. I'm just kidding. No, what I usually do is because I don't use those coach links. I really have to get into it. I do the coach app, and I'll be like, all right, you're all set. I put it in. You get an email, open it up. And just so you know, I put it on HD. It'll say auto ship so that I save you only pay $2 shipping instead of $14, so it's automatically saving you $12. And then I go into I put it on my calendar, so I'll try to remind you, that you can change your flavor, do whatever, blah blah blah. And I've never had anybody say no to that.
Right, and they can call and cancel it literally right after the or the day that they get it delivered.
Once they hear they're saving $12, I think they're like, oh, okay.
I don't usually tell them till after. I write it in my book to remind them a week before, and some people have no idea. But at that time, I tell them, if they want to change the flavor, I'm like, I just want to remind you it reships. If you want to change the flavor, you can go online, or if you want a discount on it for next month, let me know, and I can help set you up with that. So that's how I bring that part up, and my reminder. But I have forgotten before, and people have gotten pissed. Now I usually remember, but I've had one of those Trisha moments.
Yeah,
it wasn't
I have too. I've gotten ones where I've forgotten, and then you get the message a week before it's going to ship. I'm almost at Shakeology. How do I make sure I'm getting more? I'm like, oh, don't worry, it's coming. Don't worry, it's on its way.
Okay, I have a question before we go.
Okay.
One thing that I'm struggling with is organizing myself so that I know what I need to do to set up my new coaches. So does anybody have a checklist or something to help get people started? I kind of feel like I just leave people to kind of fend for themselves, and it hasn't been successful.
Coach Basics.
But beyond Coach Basics, is there anything else that anybody sends?
The 7-day quick start. I always send my coaches an email welcoming them to the team. And I also send them the 7-day quick start, and that's in back office. And I go over that with them on a call, or usually we do a new coach call, and generally we have several coaches on that call, and we go through what their website is, how to find their ID, and how to get them all started on the right foot, and who to ask questions and all that fun stuff.
Now, do you do that for discount coaches, or you only do that for people that want to work the business? Do you have your discount coaches just kind of set up the website just in case they need it down the road? Because I haven't had anybody that's really responded to wanting to do that.
I leave that up to them. So in my email, I ask them what type of coach they want to be, discount, hobby, or all-out coach. And so they tell me which kind of coach they want to be, then that way I can lead, guide, and direct them whichever way they choose. Most of my discount coaches do not set up their website. They could really care less. But those people who are wanting to work the business will be on that Getting Started Right call. So, and I usually team up with the leaders of my team. Miranda's usually there, and Alicia. And we do it together. If they have coaches, I have coaches. We all get together and do it.
So do you go over the coach action plan?
We go over with the 7-day quick start, which is what they get this in their email from Beachbody, but I also give that to them in my welcome email as well. And I also,
right, there's a coach action plan there. I'm just curious if you go over that with them individually or if you try to do that in that group call.
No, I don't want to overwhelm them at first. Usually the Getting Started Right call is like a week after they have signed up. So not even a week, maybe a couple of days, just to get them started on the right foot, where to find things in back office, that kind of stuff. And then after that, I do one-on-one Zoom calls with them if I give them that option, if they want to do a one-on-one Zoom call.
So you're Getting Started Right call. You have one a week, and it's always scheduled around on the same day with the same time. Okay.
8:30 p.m. on Sunday, and if we have new coaches, if not, then the leaders of our team, we just get together and talk. But 8:30 on Sunday every night, generally, or every week.
What if that person can't make it on that day?
Then I would schedule a call and do one-on-one with them.
Okay.
Trudy, would you be willing to share that welcome email?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I would love to see it too.
Yeah, she shared it in the Diamond group that one time.
Oh, is it in the files?
You know what I'm talking about? You don't remember?
I probably asked her, probably looked at it, and
No, it basically is welcome to the team. These are when our team calls are Bombshell Dynasty, the National Wake Up Call. This is your coach ID. You should memorize it because you're going to need it. That kind of stuff. But yeah, I'll share it. I can share it on the team page too.
Thank you, Trudy.
I get on the phone with my new coaches. I try to do it right away, within a couple days of them starting, but I don't have anything as structured as Trudy, so I think I need to work on that.
I know I definitely do.
But I try to go over the stuff that that she mentioned and the stuff that I feel is important for them to get started. But the structure to that call would be good. I should probably have an outline. That'd be a smart thing. And definitely some kind of Coach Basics group. And making sure they're doing it, because if they're not doing it, then they're not getting anything out of it.
Does anybody send a new coach a personal development book? When I first started, I remember coaches sending like a welcome pack to a new coach, a working coach. A compound effect, something.
I do. I send the compound effect
to every new working coach.
Yes, the ones who want to work the business.
Great idea.
I send something. Sometimes it's a personal development book, but sometimes it's not.
Like?
I feel like a lot of them don't read it. And then it's a waste of money. And I have like the Slight Edge on PDF, and it's in my team files. And tell them to read that. So then I don't send it.
Yeah.
Or tell them like YouTube, but I'll send them. I have like the Shakeology tote bags.
Yeah. I used to do that.
Like a to-do list of like the 10 things you should do every day, a whiteboard, like little things.
Oh, that's great.
I got it from the dollar store.
Yeah, but it's something.
It's just like something in like a card, like welcoming into the team.
Great.
Good. See, I'm just bad at getting to the post office.
Dude, I don't even do anything like.
Yeah, but look at those. Look at Trudy. She does it. Stephanie does. Look where they're at. I think a little touch
They're
is
awesome,
nice.
yeah.
But I think that I don't either.
Good too.
I used to do a little, like, now I feel like but you go back to those basics. People like to feel special, feel appreciated, feel welcome.
Yeah, it doesn't cost me a lot. Like I tag them in the book, and then maybe I think those Shakeology bags for like 10 of them was like $20 or something.
Yeah, they're not expensive.
And then the dollar store, I get like 2 or 3 things. It's seriously maybe $5 for that thing, but it's just, I think more like the thought, you know.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I was in Five Below today. They have such cute workout tanks for $5. Such a cute idea, like fun sayings,
we
T-shirts.
don't have that around here, I don't think.
You know what? Seriously, I don't even know if they have a website, but like literally.
They do. The website's Cruddo.
Okay, because I walked in there today saying to myself, what great gifts for challengers and for coaches. There were tanks and teas with all fun sayings for $5. Nothing, they're not great, but a little something to say I thought of you.
Then you have to find out the size. That's what I always hate about sending shirts.
Yeah. I had a box of shirts, and I was sending those out to new coaches until I ran out.
Yeah, the sizes, I get that, but, you know, just a thought.
All right. Anyone else? Last call for a question, and then we're going to call it a night. Nope. All right. Well, I thank you all for getting on this call. We have maxed it out, so that means that we have got to regroup Trisha and figure something else out, because we got to make sure we're getting everybody on. I know Kim ended up posting a second call, but it wasn't screen shared. I thought it was screen shared. They ended up doing another call, so we'll have to figure something out. Maybe we can use not InstaPresenter, but the other one, and then do a Zoom screen. Because I'm not ready to start paying $100 a month for Zoom.
What did we used to do when we first used to jump on?
What do you mean for this?
Like years ago when Ashley used to host.
Google Plus.
It was Google Plus.
I think.
No, I don't think it was Google Plus.
Google Plus has a Hangout.
Google
but I think
Hangouts?
Google Hangout.
But they weren't working.
I don't know how that works.
It's not
No, that wasn't what we were doing. It was
it would never work.
That sucked.
It was this.
Like some teachers use that like for their students to log on and do like exam review, so it must be able to hold a lot of people.
Yeah, but I feel like there was always an issue. Like
right,
it was never working right. She's pretty much always used Zoom, but I mean now we're just starting to max out. So but to bump this up, it's price
a lot of money.
No way.
Money. So
why wouldn't the screen sharing work? I think that would work.
I don't know. We'll have to figure something out for next week. I know the screen sharing worked like when we did it for Carl's this call, but the original call wasn't Zoom; it was something else. So maybe we'll do that next week.
It was like Instant Presenter,
It should still work to screen share because it's just gonna take your screen and share it.
Yeah, but I don't know that you
can have on it. Should go.
You can have 2 Zoom calls open.
Oh.
Can you be signed into 2?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
That's what we have to test out. Because if you
find
can,
out. I'll post in the wall group and stuff, and see what they do if they have a.
The other one is $100 a month.
Something crazy. I have to look again. It jumps up a lot. But I just paid
$100 a month.
I just paid for a whole year of this, and since I paid it all up front, I think I got it for $99 or something like that. So we're still using this
Steal Ashley's link.
when she does calls, they're on Thursday night. So.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought she was doing Tuesdays.
Oh,
she doesn't do any.
When? Right, but
we're recording here though, so